in a fascinating election where Narendra Modi has been cut down to size. There are many, many narratives and many stories. But in my mind, one of the most significant is the party with the best strike rate in the opposition from Bihar is the CPI ML. And I'm going to ask Dipankar, the General Secretary of the party, thank you for making time for the frontline conversation.
You're welcome.
And explaining how it all went down to us. And I'm Saba Naqvi in conversation with Dipankar.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dipankar. Dipankar, first of all, you have the best. You fought 3 in Bihar and your party won 2.
Yeah, every time people talk about the strike rate, we just arrive in the slog overs and we get very few balls to play really. So I think the strike rate could be better used if you had a slightly few more overs to play. Okay, so we got only 3 seats, so we won 2. That's I think okay in the given situation.
No, but there's a pattern to it. Even in the last assembly election, you actually had one of the best.
Yes, exactly. We got 19 seats and we won 12. And then after the election, people said, well, if only CPIML had 30 seats, they would have won 20, 21, 22, and Tejashi Yadav would have become the chief minister. But once again, we got only 3 seats. So when it comes to seat allocation, so we had the worst strike rate. Okay. So we had 12 MLAs.
Okay.
We had the 12 MLAs and we got 3 candidates. And Congress with 19 MLAs, after 2 having defected, left with 17 MLAs, they got 19. So the ratio was 2:1 for the Congress and 4:1 for CPI-ML. So
Well,
that's dialectics for you.
I'm completely, well, I'm completely sort of, I see your point entirely. Who's the boss who took all the decisions there? Was it Lalu Yadav and Tejasvi? Who was the final call in Bihar?
I think it must have been Lalu Yadav, definitely.
Lalu
As
Yadav,
long
right?
as he was around, and especially this time he was out, so maybe we didn't make any big issue of it. Let's see, because the important thing was to fight unitedly and fight well, and I'm glad that we have done it. But I was just hoping that in Bihar, after the 2020 elections, so my feeling was that we won't go back. So in 2020, it was like 50-50. We had 48% and they had 52%, the MLAs. So I was really hoping, and I don't think it was a kind of being over optimistic, that we will cross the 20 mark, halfway mark. And that way, Bihar and Jharkhand, we got only 10 here and 5 in Jharkhand.
Yeah.
So I just hope that Bihar could have also been like UP. That didn't happen.
That didn't.
But glad that UP happened and took care of everything.
Yes, absolutely. It's taking care of everything. But I again want to, Jharkhand was still a better performance than Bihar in terms of, at least in the tribal areas.
Exactly. I mean, I was just hoping that they used to say that Hemant Soren is a Santhal leader. So even the tribal scene is much too diverse in Jharkhand. So I was hoping that this time, after his arrest, so the slogan that we gave, Jharkhand Jhukega Nahi. So I thought that we would have a pan-Jharkhand expression of this. But unfortunately, that didn't happen and that needs to be studied. But as far as all the 5 ST seats are concerned, I think they were between Congress and JMM, they won all. Yes. So that's great.
So in Jharkhand, we actually get a miss. The tribal areas, they have, the India Alliance has won.
Yes.
It's hard. But I want to, your party, to my mind, there are some just fascinating results because we are living in the age of big capital, cronyism, electoral bonds, money, purchase of MLAs. You have a figure such as Ajit Pawar, who has many corruption tainted people with him. He gets dismal performance in Maharashtra. And then I see a party such as yours fights in 3 seats and wins in 2, and your financial model is to collect 20 rupees.
That's yes. I
So
think.
Please tell the audience, how do you collect the money to fight a Lok Sabha election and an assembly election? How do you do it?
See, first of all, if you have to fight money power, you can't fight money power with money power.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to fight money power with, let's say, human power.
Human power.
Manpower is a, we still say manpower, human power. And so that was one way of reaching out to people and to tell people that if you want your issues to become central to politics, if you want policies in your favor, you need to own your politics and you need to fund your politics. It's as simple as that. As long as your whole political process will be funded by the Adanis and Ambanis, so the policies, the everything will be just in their favor. So I think this has worked. So in our party, actually, people own our party. It's not the party which has come from somewhere and reached out to the people. So for 50 years, we have been in Bihar through all these massacres and all these sacrifice, arrests, killings. So I think it's because the people are so resilient. They have a sense of ownership about the party. And it's the same in the elections. So when they feel that this is our election, we need to win. And so if we need to win, we need to pool all our resources. So I think that is a fantastic model, this 20 rupee Ghar Ghar Chalo. And then, of course, on top of it, now that we are in a coalition, so there are middle class people, there are professionals who have contributed more. Certainly not just 20 rupees, 2,000, 5,000. We now have people who can contribute as much. But we absolutely no corporate funding, no electoral bond. And I think I'm hopeful that we can continue with this model.
It's fantastic, Dipankar, and I just want to congratulate you that in this age this seems so special. But as you pointed out, this has been your politics for years and years of.
And I think it has to be the thing. I mean, you have against corporate power. So India politics getting corporatized. You can't have an alternative corporate model. It has to be an alternative model, cooperative model. Let's say.
Cooperative model as opposed to the corporate model. You are offering a cooperative model.
Yeah.
You also told me just now in the earlier a very funny slogan about Lucknow, about the IPL teams. Tell me that. Let's see that the General Secretary of the CPI, ML Male, has a sense of humor. So please tell us.
I think cricket gives you interesting metaphors. Cricket is so central to India. Like in Bihar, we were saying that 8 seats we had. So I said like Modi is coming and giving no balls, and you get free hits against no balls. So just two fours will do, and eventually it turned out that you could hit 1 6, but not 2 4s. Out of the 8 seats we had, we won 6 in the last phase in Bihar. And in UP, I said there is this team called Lucknow Super Giants. There is this team called Gujarat Titans. I said the team should be renamed to Lucknow Giant Killers against Gujarat Mafia. So that's the story. That's the bottom line from a few people.
Excellent. Lucknow Giant Killers versus Gujarat Mafia. So anyway, that's great. That's fantastic. Tell me, so just to reverse back to the how did your people do it? The two candidates who will now be in parliament. We are here in the Delhi, in your headquarters, in a very modest place. Now you'll have two MPs after a period of 20 years.
After a period of 20 years, yes. For the first time, we had an MP from Bihar, same ARA, 1989. And that was absolutely fantastic because the MP was Rameshwar Prasad, agricultural labor leader, landless, right? And it was unthinkable. We are not in a coalition. That was our first parliamentary election. We didn't used to take part in elections till the middle of 80s. And most of the voters, they were also voting for the first time. It was unthinkable that a Dalit could vote of his or her own volition, own choice in an election. The votes were meant to be captured. So for the first time, people voted. They had to pay such a heavy price, a massacre right after the polling.
This is in which year?
In 1989. 2022 people were butchered in that massacre, Danwar Beta. And that election we managed to win, 1,78,000 or something. It was a multi-corner election. And in the first election, people voted and they managed to send their own representative to parliament. But that was only 89, 91. Since then, we have been finishing second. We finished second once in Ara, once in Siwan, not once, twice in Ara, once in Siwan, twice in Kodarma in Jharkhand, and again second in. And the seat that we used to win was from Assam, 1991 to 2004. 4 successive elections. So 2004 was our last year for Dr. Jayant Rangpi, who used to represent CPI in Parliament. So after, yes, you're right. After 2 years, 2 decades,
You're back.
we are back.
It's significant, and you have a voice.
Two at a very crucial time, and both are farmer leaders.
Both are farm leaders, okay.
Farmer leaders, and they have been very much active in this ongoing historic farmers movement.
Yes, and one of them,
part of the national leadership.
Yes.
One is Rajaram Singh. He is a member of our highest political body, Politburo. He was MLA for 10 years, and he is a leader of our agricultural, Kisan Mahasabha.
Kisan. So you have a Kisan leader, and the other.
Sudama Prasad he's also a farmer leader, but this along with that, he comes from the caste called Halwai. So that is a sweet shop, people.
So I usually one associates such caste groups with the BJP. Is that an inaccurate thinking?
That's a general feeling. But, there are castes and layers and layers. So he comes from an extreme backward caste.
Okay.
So if you are talking about Baniyas, the Agarwals and all, they are upwardly mobile, and they are, believed to be a core vote bank of the BJP. But things are changing. This time, so Sudama has been, as an MLA for last 10 years, he has been very active, very vocal, not just about farmers, agricultural laborers, but also the small traders, and who are a big community in India. And I think they have taken the brunt of this whole attack, GST, demonetization. People hardly talk about.
Yes, agreed.
So we talk about the MSME sector a lot, but the small shops, the neighborhood shops, all these mohalla shops, so he represents them. So I'm just hope that it will strike a chord. And also in terms of geography, this is from Shahabad.
Okay.
So there are 4 seats in Shahabad. All four we have won.
Fantastic.
So 2 CPIML, 1 Sasaram is a reserved seat, 1 by Congress, and Buxar, 1 by the RJD. So all 4.
Excellent. And you've also, both your candidates have been a bit of giant killers, no? They have,
especially
that's the point that I want to bring out. In the context of Bihar, both the candidates that have been defeated are heavy candidates,
heavyweight candidates, and the candidate who himself felt that he was heavyweight.
So please tell us the names of the candidates.
R.K. Singh is the cabinet minister. I think he is the Bijli minister. People were asking him about his achievement because people are complaining about the inflated Bijli bills.
Right.
And this guy was saying, I've got you the escalator in Ara station. There is a first lift of the Ara station. Beyond that, he has nothing to show. Some flyovers and some, all these things. So, and our candidate asked for his 10-year report card, and he gave a very arrogant reply. Sudama Prasad kaun hota hai mere se puchne ka?
And now he has shown him Sudama Prasad kaun.
Yes. So I told him that when Sudama Prasad asked something, don't mistake, he's not an individual. It's the Bhojpur farmers who are asking. It's the Bhojpur poor who are asking. And in a democracy, in a parliamentary election, you are duty bound to place your report card before the people. So I'm glad that at least all these arrogant people who have been defeated.
And Kushwaha, Upendra Kushwaha.
Upendra Kushwaha, and then there was this Pawan Singh.
Yeah, now please tell me. Now,
actually, Pawan Singh finished second. Upendra Kushwaha finished third.
Third, I know. So this Bhojpuri actor called Pawan Singh, please just very briefly.
I don't really follow Bhojpuri songs that much, but I'm told that his songs are very, very vulgar, a lot of misogyny. And I know that he was initially declared as the BJP candidate from Asansol in West Bengal. And the day his name was announced, the Trinamool Congress and the Bengal Civil Society, there was a lot of opposition to his candidature. So, and especially probably in his songs, there are a lot of misogynistic references to Bengali women in particular.
Okay.
So, and then I think the BJP got panicky and he was asked to
resign,
opt out. So he said, okay, I'm grateful to the party for offering me this ticket, but I can't. But then he's from Ara. So if he really wanted to contest, he should have contested from Ara. But because Ara already had a Rajput heavyweight candidate, he is also a Rajput. Probably he didn't want to queer his page. So he chose Karakat instead. And where Upendra Kushwaha was the NDA candidate. and I think that didn't go down well at all.
And you guys beat two heavyweights in that scene.
Two heavyweights,
You
and
beat Pawan Singh and you beat Upendra
yes,
Kushwaha.
yes,
So,
but in a way, Pawan, this was a freak thing in the whole election.
mm,
He also came in the last over, and I think he helped us also win Karakat. In some ways, probably he also helped us consolidate our chances in Ara.
yeah,
So wonderful.
wonderful. But
Yes.
you never know how politics turns out.
Yeah.
So, you lost an important party person to the heat wave also. Please,
Exactly.
I collapsed.
I'll tell you, this should have been mainstream national news. See, that day on 30th of May,
Uh,
the last day of campaigning, 62 people died in heat wave in Bihar,
yeah.
and including a lot of polling officials.
Yes.
And we had this young comrade from Motihari, East Champaran. He's a state committee member. So he was working for the election period. He was working as a party organizer in Bhojpur on a motorcycle. I think on 30th afternoon, he just fainted. Comrades took him to the Ara hospital. We couldn't save him. And 62 people had actually died that day. And I am told that if we had a meeting in Garhani, one place, probably one BMP Jawan, he fainted in that meeting.
By the way,
Well, he also died.
Dipankar, I had a close shave. And I'm not even so sturdy that I go around like a party worker in the field. I was in the last 29th. I was in Varanasi and I went to Chandoli and I covered it in the heat. It was burning hot. And at night on the ghats, because of suffocation, I fainted. I collapsed. And then it was touch and go, I was told. It was not just a faint, I collapsed fully. I was being taken to the hospital, but I came through. So what? It's forget about me. I mean, I could still go and sit in an AC room, and after that, and catch a flight back to Delhi. But think of your party workers, people in the field. This was a criminal. Polling officials,
And
criminal.
you know what? And after this, all this, you have this chief election commissioner
Hmm.
address a press conference, and he just says, "This is our learning curve. We learned that this was not right."
He said that. Is it?
He didn't have a word of regret.
Hmm.
He didn't apologize for the polling officials. Forget about other people. Polling officials, you have a duty. I mean, this is absolutely mismanaged election,
Yeah.
ill-timed election in this summer. So it's cruelty. I mean, this is nobody could really care less for human lives than this election commission. Okay.
That's I
Yeah.
know. It's just very, very sad. So now you're from we have covered your funding. You do groundwork with Dalits, with sections of society which media often doesn't cover adequately. That is part of your story.
Ravish Kumar did a very evocative video. I'm so grateful.
Oh, he
And
did, huh?
yes. He captured the.
He came to Bihar.
No, he didn't. He didn't. But I think he had. We sent him some videos. He also probably has some feeds from Bihar.
Okay.
But he captured the most important parts of our campaign.
Okay.
Especially the way women played such a big role, and the songs that they were singing. Fantastic. They were not just about you press this button or press that button. It's all also about electoral bonds. The corporate. They were singing about electoral bonds. So Ravi said that this is the party which is trying to, take politics to remote areas, yeah, where no mainstream media would ever go. Yeah. And this is where we were not actually trivializing politics. We are trying to enhance elevate the level of politics, political discourse, and people do talk about these things. People do. This is what this whole the mainstream TV media journalists say electoral bonds is not an issue. But I feel that this whole belief that Modi is now for the rich and the poor have to fight themselves has gone into the people's mind. Would you agree with that? Absolutely. I think the rich poor divide, the growing inequality, this unemployment, price rise. I think these are issues. These are not just issues. There is a complete people are feeling completely left out, completely excluded. So that feeling is growing, and I hope that it increasingly sort of translates into politics. What about the ration that he was supposedly the BJP? Exactly. And if you see that people are thinking that, you are giving us 5 kgs, you call it free. It's not free. Somebody is funding for it. And who are those somebody? It's not Adani and Ambani. It's the common people of India who are paying GST, who are paying all the taxes. So you are giving 5 kilo ration. you are first place, you are trivializing the whole issue of food security to free ration. And then you are trying to make people like bonded laborers of yesteryears, bonded voters today. This is the worst
So
kind
free,
of vote bank.
you are saying that the free ration is a way to try and make people
Yes,
want to vote
and people
voter.
are being scared. If you don't vote for BJP, you won't get free ration. Everything is other linked. You are with the Big Brother is watching you. You are being
I
watched.
think
The
that's very
CCTV is
important.
watching you every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So they were trying to scaring people,
Hmm.
coercing people into submission by just talking about this. And what the statement that the people have made,
Hmm.
that we are not gulams. So for us, it is the constitution. We get our rights from the constitution.
Hmm.
And I think this is fantastic. The way the poor have also responded.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not just the farmers, it's not just the angry young unemployed people. It's also the Dalit Bahujan community
Yes.
who are really concerned about the future of the constitution. It's about the civil society, about freedom-loving citizens.
Hmm.
We have so many people in jail.
Yes.
The release of political prisoners should not become a much bigger issue. It didn't become, but this is there definitely. The Bhima Koregaon, the Delhi riots case, all our people, activists were in
Yes,
jail.
yes.
So these are definitely issues. And the people have said that we are not here for just 5 kilo ration. We want our full rights.
Absolutely.
It's our republic, it's our country.
Yeah.
Don't treat us as subjects. Don't
Yeah.
believe that you are sent by Paramatma.
Yeah.
This is what Modi is trying to do. He's a king, and at the same time, he's a priestly king. So this
Divine.
combination,
Yeah.
divine king, I think this is
Biological. Well, he's turned out to be very biological. And one more.
illogical, biological, and non-biological, and now people are saying it's pathological.
That's quite funny. That's another. I have one more question, Dipankar. Thank you so much. Is you're part of an alliance?
Yeah.
Till a few months ago, Nitish Kumar was part of your alliance. You worked in Bihar. He's been chief minister for years. You know him well. Now,
I won't say that I don't know.
okay, but you would know. You've dealt with him. You know him now. He's in a very funny position, and he must be. There is a side where he can laugh out loud because he was being written off, and he holds the life of the BJP is in his hands. Of course, it's in Chandrababu Naidu's hand, but I want to ask you specifically about Nitish. How he he has been a collaborator with the BJP, but he's not a Hindutva person.
It's
He's
true, but
not.
he's also a great survivor. Right?
Hmm,
So, for example, in 2014, he was one person who tried to stop Modi from becoming prime minister. So he was one of those long-lasting allies of BJP who first made this statement. Yashwant Singh
yes,
and others did it later.
yes.
So he said that I have been with Advani, I have been with Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I can't deal with this Modi and Amit Shah kind of people. So he tried. And he tried to invoke the spirit of Bihari Swabhiman. So this Bihar versus Gujarat and all those things, he tried it in 2014. He didn't succeed. And then he went back.
Then he went with Lalu and fought an election.
He fought the election, but
He
after,
won.
he won, and after that he went back.
He went.
I don't really know what made him go back.
You've never understood that.
I never understood why.
I've never understood also.
Why he went back, and then he came back again
Hmm.
and went back. So I mean, the acrobatics is very difficult to explain. But for the biggest period, that Gujarat genocide, communal carnage, when Modi actually emerged, that was the genesis of Narendra Modi. He collaborated with BJP. So he has been, I mean, even in the mid 90s, when socialists in India would probably not touch BJP with a barge pole. So George Fernandez was also probably in two minds, but Nitish Kumar, I think, prevailed. And in 1995, we had some 1 year of a bit of cooperation when he was in Samta Party. So we tried to stop them. Even in 2005, I'll tell you, when there was a hung assembly in Bihar, and we had 7 MLAs, Nitish Kumar came to us. So just trying to probably understand his mind.
Yeah.
I told him point blank that you dissociate with BJP, you will have the support of whole of Bihar. You will even RJD will have to support you against BJP. We will support you definitely. Even in a minority, you'll be able to run. But again, he chose to go with the BJP. So he has been with the BJP for much of his political career. And even in this election, we felt so sorry about it. He was like a student. He was before his headmaster is saying, just saying, I will never again commit this mistake. अब इधर उधर नहीं करेंगे, अब इधर उधर नहीं जाएंगे, अब आ गए हैं.
Modi.
She did to Modi publicly so many times.
Do you think the picture of a humiliated Nitish
could be, could be,
sympathy for him?
yeah, could be. That could be one reason. He was being, people felt that so bad about it. There was this road show in Patna when he was standing next to
When Nitish was standing next to Modi.
Modi, and Modi gave him this, lotus symbol. So he was kind of with holding the lotus symbol, not his own arrow symbol, his party. So it was almost like a BJP takeover of Bihar. So I think even that didn't go down well at all. So there must be some sympathy. There is a legacy for him among women, among extreme backward castes.
Yes.
There is a sense that he has, to an extent, addressed their issues and concerns. So I think Nitish Kumar has a particular constituency. Still, he enjoys that. And that's specific. If you imagine without Nitish Kumar, what would have happened for BJP?
Not zero.
BJP, not zero, maybe 10 seats, maybe 5 seats.
No, what I mean is nationally there would have been.
So now, of course, Nitish Kumar, I don't know, he's in a position, Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu both. So I just hoping against hope, that they, at least for the areas that they represent. Yes. He has been demanding special state status for Bihar. Yeah. The whole of South India is afraid of delimitation. There is this whole talk of fiscal terrorism, fiscal federalism. So I just hope that these people, they air these concerns and not just, talk about just a few ministries here and there. Yes. And the mandate has been definitely against Modi, definitely against Amit Shah, definitely against the kind of governance which they have put in place for the last 10 years. And these parties, they are in a position where they can try and check things from within. So I just hope that they do it. Their track records don't inspire my hope. No, but I still hope, hoping against hope, I still believe that these two leaders who have been part of the UPA and part of the anti-BJP coalitions also for some periods in their states. So they play some role. They understand the mandate and they have some respect for the mandate. So already they have chosen Modi as the leader of India, which goes against the mandate. But I hope that this parliament gets a new speaker, non-partisan speaker, not from BJP. Yeah. I hope the country gets a new home minister and not the Amit Shah kind of thuggery that we have been seeing. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dipankar. Yeah, thank you for making time for us.